I grew up like being objectively not pretty. So after like time, you start to have the mindset of like, okay, I'm not pretty, so I have the mindset of somebody who's not pretty. But it was like in accordance with my reality, so it was okay. So I really had the mindset of, I know that I'm not pretty, but yeah, it's okay because objectively I'm not. And I really had the deep down feeling that if one day I decide to, if one day I want to decide to be pretty, I will. And then I grew up and I started to be like objectively more pretty. I was not like the type of person who was like incredibly pretty, like the type of person who everybody agrees on the fact that you're pretty, but I was like becoming more pretty and I was not ugly anymore. But I still had this old mindset of the ugly mindset of being like, I'm not pretty, even if my reality was different. Even if I was like objectively pretty, I was like pretty. And I'm saying that because I call a lot of people pretty. Like, objectively, I find potential in every single person. Like, really, I see the potential in everybody because I really believe deep down that if you put efforts in the way that you dress, in the way that you make your hair, and you do those things according to your own advantages, because we all have advantages, and you just like make them um, be more like valued. I really believe that everybody can be like very pretty, but that's another thinking. So I was like, I had the potential of being very pretty, but I was not fully diving into it because I really still had this ugly mindset. I was still considering myself as ugly as before, even if I was not. And then like when I was still doing that, like people were still treating me as the ugly girl, as the girl who will not have attention, as the girl who will never receive compliment, as the girl who will yeah, just be invisible. I was never bullied for not being like very pretty. um Luckily I was not bullied or something like that. I was just like invisible. I was never I never had attention from people. I was never considered as the pretty girl. Um, and then, like few months ago, I broke up with my boyfriend. I think like every single video I'm saying that, but literally like this breakup really changed a lot of things for me. And at this moment, I was like, okay, you know what? You know what? From now on, I'm considering myself as pretty because at this moment, like objectively, I was so fucking pretty. Like at some point, like when I was dressing up, when I was doing the stuff and stuff like that, I was so fucking pretty. But I was not considering myself as pretty, so I was never like, I was still invisible. And then at the moment of the breakup, I was like, no, like look at yourself in the mirror. Like, girl, like objectively, you're beautiful. Like, why do you still consider yourself as ugly? It's not the case anymore. So at this moment, I was like, okay, I want to glow up. I want to change everything in my life, and physically, I want to glow up. I want people to start to notice me, not for an ego part. Maybe I have some ego with that. Let's be honest. Yeah, maybe I have some ego with that of like, oh, the glow up after the breakup thing. It's probably something of my ego. But yeah, I was like, okay, I want people to see me as the pretty girl. I want people to see like my real value, but most of all, I want myself to consider as pretty, just to feel good within myself. The main goal was not to be pretty so people like compliment me a lot and boost my ego. I just wanted to feel fucking beautiful, feel fucking pretty within myself, and I will not care about what other people think or not. I just want to feel pretty within myself. So after the breakup, I really started to do some affirmation and subconscious work on that, to put like consciously into my subconscious that I'm pretty. I was like, when I was preparing myself and stuff like that, I was repeating to myself, like, girl, like, look at yourself in the mirror in an objective way. You're beautiful. Like, objectively, you're beautiful. It was not like trying to hype myself more than my reality. It was actually like putting my mindset to see me like objectively. And I was like, ooh, actually, that's true. Like, I'm so much more pretty than before. Like, I can have this pretty mindset. I can consider myself as pretty as I'm currently am, like as the reality is. Um, so I was thinking that, and then I started to do like some affirmations to hype myself even more, to really consider myself like even more pretty than I am. Like, because I consider that I'm pretty, that. Like, crazy people are like that. I was like that before. I'm like in the middle. I can be like very pretty when I put the efforts and the confidence, but most of the time I'm just like average beauty, I think. Um, and my mindset before was ugly mindsets. Then I was like, look at yourself in the mirror, girl, like consider the reality, you're there. And now I'm upgrading my mindset to hype myself even more and to consider myself as pretty girls, like being part of the pretty girls gang. You know what I mean. So I started to do like a lot of affirmations every morning, hyping myself, being like, oh, I have pretty hair, I have a pretty body, I have like a beautiful face, I have that, I have beautiful eyes, I have that. And then I started really to think that, and then started to act like it, because that's the most like important part. Like, when you have the confidence and you have the mindset, you will like, it will reflect in the way you act, so people will start to see it. And to illustrate that, like the fucking like example I can give to you is that I have eyes. Maybe you don't see them with my glasses, but I have eyes which are like not brown but not green, like half half. And I would like to say that I have green eyes, and every brown eyes, like, you know what I mean, because we all want to say that we have green eyes even if they are fucking brown. But yeah, I have like middle eyes. So I was like, at some point I was doing some affirmation to say to myself, to convince myself, okay, I have pretty eyes, I have actually green eyes. And by growing up, like, nobody ever looked at my eyes and said, oh my god, you have green eyes, you have beautiful eyes. Never happened. Never happened. Only my parents, but it doesn't count. Like, parents are hyping yourself anyway. So never happened to me that somebody will stare at my eyes and be like, oh my god, you have like so much pretty eyes, like they are green. Never happened. And then I did like some affirmation and shadow work, and I did like some stuff to put in my subconscious that I have green eyes. And I was not caring if people around me will not notice. I was just saying to myself, yeah, I have green eyes. That's a fact. I have beautiful green eyes. And then after a few weeks, like, for the first time of my life, people started to notice. But when I tell you people started to notice, it's not like one person who came to me. Like, I think in the matter of weeks, like maybe 5 to 10 people like came to me. Just my friends who I knew for like month and month came to me, and at some point like will stare at my eyes and be like, wait, I never noticed, but actually you have green eyes. And I will be like, yeah, you never noticed. Like, yeah, they were saying like out loud, I never noticed before, but now I'm seeing it. Like, you have such beautiful green eyes. And it was the same for everything. Like, the same with like the fact that I was treating myself like as a pretty girl. Like, people started to notice that and started to actually treat me different. I really felt the difference, and at first it was more in the gazing. It was more like the feeling that I was not invisible anymore. It was really the feeling of people, like when you walk into a room, like before nobody was turning around to look at me and Like, you know, when a pretty girl is entering a space, like, you see that the energy is different. You see that people are staring. I never had that before, when I still had this ugly mindset. And then when I hyped myself, girl, everything changed. And really started to notice that people were staring. And because I was not used to that, I was starting to find like some excuse, being like, oh yeah, no, I don't know, they people stare at me more, but I think it's just in my mind, it's not actually the case. And then, like, what happened in the past month is that actually I think 5 people came to me, either people I already know or random people came to me, men and women, came to me and genuinely said to me, girl, you're one of the prettiest girl I've seen in my life, like in real life. Me? Like, at what moment, like, somebody is saying that to me? Never, I never heard that in like 20 years of my life. And then, like, few months of just like hyping myself, and now people really notice. And it's not something that it's just a creepy man will come to me and say that. Like, it's not this type of compliment. It's genuinely people who were like genuinely saying to me, girl, you're really, really beautiful. I never heard that in my life before. Like, so it means that people are starting to notice the change, are starting to see the internal shift within myself. So, why do I said like this very, very long story time? Probably because you can totally relate to what I'm saying. If you grew up as me, as objectively ugly, or just with the ugly mindset, because the external like prettiness or ugliness doesn't matter. That's what you have to that's what you have to like remember from this video. Like, the fact that you're ugly, pretty, average, incredibly pretty, incredibly ugly doesn't matter. Like, what really matters is your fucking mindset. And as I said, like, I really believe deep down that I everybody has potential. Everybody has fucking potential. The most beautiful girl, like, that you admire in real life, if you put her in um all the worst thing that she can do to herself, like, she will be ugly. And in the opposite, like, if you take a person that you feel that you think that she's ugly or is ugly, and put like all the best thing that suits him or her, like the hair, the outfit, the energy, the confidence, the face, everything, he or she will be the most pretty person you've seen. So it's not a matter of what is the reality, what is your appearance, what is like your facial features and stuff like that. It doesn't matter at all. You have fucking potential. And I'm saying that without even seeing you. But I know it. You have fucking potential. You just have to find the things that actually make you like make you I don't have the word in English. And phases. And phases those beautiful things within yourself, and you will be so fucking beautiful. So if I can give you an advice from an ugly girl to a pretty girl, what you have to change is actually emphasis the beautiful features within yourself. But most of the work is actually like changing your fucking mindset. If you persuade yourself that you're ugly, you will be ugly. You will be perceived as ugly. You will feel ugly. If you persuade yourself that you're fucking beautiful, that you're fucking pretty, you will feel like, at first, the first thing is that you will feel so good within yourself. And that's all you need. That's all we want. We just want us to be confident and to feel good within yourself. That's the final goal. So first you will feel like so good, so released. But other like positive consequences that you have is that people around you will start to notice and give you like positive feedback, so you will feel even more pretty, so you will be even more confident, so people will even more notice. You had the idea. So yeah, if you think that you consider yourself as ugly, change the narrative. Change the fucking narrative. And what you can do for that is actually like doing some shadow work, diving into like why you think that, why it's not true, and then like when you released all those negative beliefs, start to put like positive beliefs on top of that. What is like very helpful is to do like affirmation in front of the mirror to convince yourself. When you do like your skincare, when you do your hair, when you do like when you prepare yourself in the morning, like doing affirmations at the same time, putting some music, doing some glamour spell and glamour rituals will change everything, because you will feel beautiful, so you will act confident, so people will notice, and you will feel like so good within yourself. So just like put into consciousness that beauty is all about what you think of yourself. It's all about what you think of yourself, and so it's all about how you act in front of people, but also within yourself, with yourself. So you just have to do that. And something that I haven't talked about in this video is the charisma, but we all know that. We all know that charisma is making everything, but charisma comes from what you think of yourself too. If you're confident and you know that you're fucking beautiful, you will be so fucking charismatic that people around you will start to notice that you have a huge presence, will start to notice that you're fucking charismatic, and it makes everything. Because we all know somebody who is like very beautiful, like objectively beautiful, but has no charisma, so we don't even notice that she's or he is beautiful. And then we have like the total opposite example. Like we all know somebody who's